Welcome to A Book with Bubble Tea. With your host, Mira He. Here, I share takeaways from East Asian books on parenting, startups, and self-growth. Seeking insights beyond the typical English shelf? Want to be a better parent and achieve more in life? You are in the right place. Grab your bubble tea and let's dive in. Welcome to the new episode of A Book with Bubble Tea. I'm your host, Mira He. How are you doing? In today's East Asia This Week, I'm going to talk about something that is not yet my cup of tea, but certainly very popular in the world. That's whiskey. I remember during COVID, my husband couldn't easily go out to buy beers or wine, so he was stuck with a cabinet full of whiskeys. And every night, he would be sitting in the living room by himself and he would have, a glass of whiskey. He even bought special ice cubes that wouldn't melt to dilute the whiskeys, but will nonetheless keep the whiskey cold. And all my knowledge, all my idea about whiskey actually came from that shelf of collection. But I have to admit, all I could remember were Johnny Walker's, Hibiki, those kind of very well-known household names of whiskey brands. And I guess most of you are like me, when thinking about whiskeys, the countries of production that probably pop up in your mind are probably places like Scotland, Japan, and the US and Canada maybe? I mean, typically those cool and coldish places, right? But if I tell you, this list is completely outdated. There is now a tropical place that is taking the whiskey world by storm. Would you believe me? I was very surprised to find out about this too, to be honest. But it's true that Taiwan, such a tropical place, has managed to put itself on the list of major whiskey production countries. And the whiskey that Taiwan produced is on top of every whiskey awards list. For example, on the list of the International Whiskey Competition 2023, Taiwan's Kavalan, Kavalan, won the top award of Distillery of the Year. And 6 out of the top 15 whiskeys of the year 2023 are from Kavalan. That's insane. That is 40% of the best whiskeys of 2023 in the IWC's competition are from Taiwan. And Taiwan's Kavalan also won all of the awards for the category of the best world whiskey and best world whiskey cask strength. That means all. That's gold, silver, and bronze in both categories. That is shocking. And that is just the most recent ones. In 2021, Kavalan also won the International Wine and Spirit Competition, IWSC, for the World Wine Whiskey Producer Trophy for the 3rd time, with Kavalan 7 gold outstanding and 8 gold medals, and the World Wine Whiskey Trophy for the Podium Single Malt Whiskey. And what made its name was when Kavalan actually in 2010 beat out long-aged legacy scotches at a Burns Night blind tasting. Kavalan and Taiwan finally and firmly put its feet on the map of whiskey destinations. And let's just put it this way. Kavalan has won way too many awards. It's just impossible to keep up with it. It's really hard to imagine in the industry where age typically means better quality, that a distillery, which only launched its first bottle in December 2008, can take the industry by such a storm. So, the distillery was opened in 2005, and in 2008, that is only 16 years ago, that Kavalan managed to launch its first bottle. And what's really interesting about Kavalan is, contrary to its current status in the whiskey world, that how many awards that it has won, it's really hard to imagine the beginning of Kavalan actually started with pesticide. Well, to be honest, it's not an entirely accurate statement. It's not Kavalan starting from pesticide, but the founder, Li Tiancai, started his career selling mosquito repellent. But, he felt it was too limited. So he left that company and started his own beverage company called King Car in 1959. So King Car sells beverage, not car. It's just a name called King Car. And King Car launched national brands like Mr. Brown Coffee that I guarantee you every Taiwanese kids born in the 80s can sing its slogan. It goes like, Mr. Brown Coffee. It's just so well known. It's a complete household name. But he has this dream and he has this passion for whiskey. And he wanted to build a brand that can last for hundreds of years. So eventually in 2005, he started building the first whiskey distillery in Taiwan. And from there, Kavalan was born. But, you can imagine it's certainly not an easy job, right? Given the fact that Taiwan is so much hotter than where whiskey is typically produced. But Kavalan is using what seems impossible, which is the hot and humid climate, to its advantage. The island's beverage temperature is 27 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 2.8 Celsius warmer than Scotland's, coupled with considerably higher humidity levels. These warmer conditions facilitate a more efficient extraction of flavors and tannins from the wood, while the influx of cooler air in winter from Siberia causes the barrel staves to contract, enhancing oxidation and the overall taste profile of the whiskey. This climate differences made Kavalan has to redesign and redefine the entire maturation process. So Kavalan certainly plays this climate to its advantage, that Taiwan's climate can replicate the effects of 4 to 5 years in Scotland in terms of maturation, or about 2 in the southern U.S. And in as short as 4 to 5 years, Kavalan's whiskeys are ready to be bottled and enjoyed. And also, the location of Kavalan, which is in the northeast side of Taiwan, it's known for its pure volcanic underground water. So obviously that also gives this Kavalan whisky's very unique taste. Known for its smooth, sweet, honey, and tropical fruit-like flavor, and many who have tried it said, they could smell chocolate or vanilla from it. Kavalan's flavor is unique and is an easy whiskey to like. And Kavalan certainly did win the hearts of not only whiskey critiques, but also of the general public. Kavalan won the 4th place in Drinks International's best-selling whiskeys in the world in 2023. And even the most popular boys band, BTS, BTS, right? Its team leader RM praised Kavalan in a show highly and called Kavalan's Solist Oloroso Sherry Cask Single Malt Whiskey the alcohol that represents him at this moment in time. And Korean director Park Chung-wook, in his film that won him the Best Director in Cannes Film Festival 2022, called Decision to Leave, also featured Kavalan in it because he loves it so much. So next time when you visit Taiwan, don't forget to also visit the distillery of Kavalan. And yes, even their tour of the distillery, as well as their whiskey bar, are both award-winning. I really cannot keep up with the number of awards Kavalan has won internationally. But, it certainly means it won't disappoint you. My husband is already talking about getting a few bottles this year when we head back to Taiwan. And if you really like whiskey, there's another brand in Taiwan that is also winning international award. That's called Omar, O-M-A-R. It's from a different company. So if you like whiskey, definitely check out Taiwan. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the surprising whiskey production country. If you are like me, somehow can't really drink whiskey or just don't know how to appreciate it yet, don't worry. We can continue enjoying our bubble tea together. So let's have our bubble tea and let's continue to learn together. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify and give me some comments. I would love to hear from you. And see you next time. Bye!